Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a lightning with expert timing.
Beans have been good this year. I've decided to put up 40 quarts if it kills me. The children say they hate them, but I notice they're able to get them down all winter.
Myrtle, I've got to tell you something. Because I don't tell someone, I'll burst.
Why, Julia Gibbs.
Myrtle, did one of those second-hand furniture men from Boston come by your house last Friday?
No.
Well, he called on me. First I thought he was a patient, wanted to see Dr. Gibbs, and he wormed his way into my parlor, and Myrtle, he offered me $350 for Grandmother Wentworth's Highboys. I'm sitting here.
Why, Julia Gibbs?
He did! That old thing. Why, it was so big I didn't know where I'd put it. And I think I almost gave it to Cousin Hester Wilcox.
Well, you're going to take it, aren't you?
I don't know.
You don't know? $350! What's come over you?
Well, if I could get the doctor to take the money and take us someplace real nice, I'd sell it like that. You know, Myrtle, it's always been the dream of my life to see Paris, France. I know, it sounds crazy, I suppose, but for years I've been promising myself that if we ever had the chance...
How does the doctor feel about it?
Well, I beat about the bush a little and said that if I ever received a legacy, that's the way I put it, I'd make him take me someplace.
If that second-hand man's really serious about buying it, Julia, you sell it. And then you'll get to see Paris all right. Just keep dropping hints from time to time. That's how I got to see the Atlantic Ocean, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry I mentioned it. Only it seems to me that once in your life before you die, you ought to visit a country where they don't talk in English and don't even want to.
Oh, Emily, come help me with these beans for the winter. George Gibbs let himself a real conversation, didn't he? Why, he's growing up. How old must George Gibbs be?
I don't know.
Let's see. He must be almost 16.
Mama, I made a speech at school today, and I was very good.
You must recite it to your father at supper. What was it about?
The Louisiana Blues. It was like silk off a spool. I'm gonna make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try to make them a little bigger if you can.
Mama, will you answer me a question? Serious?
Seriously, dear. Not serious.
Seriously? Will you?
Of course I will.
Mama, am I good looking?
Yes, of course you are. All my children have good features. I'd be ashamed if they hadn't.
Mama, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
I've already told you. Yes, now, enough of that. You've a nice, young, pretty face. I've never heard of such foolishness.
Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything.
I am telling the truth.
Mama, were you pretty?
Yes, I was, if I do say it. I was the prettiest girl in town next to maybe Cartwright.
Mama, you've got to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anyone? To get people interested in me?
Emily, you make me tired. Now stop it. You're pretty enough for all normal purposes. Come along now and bring that bowl with you.
Mama, you're no help at all.
Hello, Emily.
Hello.
You made a fine speech in class.
Well, I was really ready to talk about the Monroe Doctrine, but at the last minute, Miss Cochran had me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both of them.
Whoops. Gee, it's funny, Emily. From my window up there, I can just see your head nights when you're doing your homework up in your room.
Why, can you?
You certainly do stick to it, Emily. I just don't understand how you can sit still for that long. I guess you like school.
Well, I think it's something you just have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it really. It passes time.
Emily, what do you think? We could work a kind of telegraph from your window to mine, and once in a while you could give me one of those kind of hints you about one of those algebra problems. Oh, no! I don't mean the answers, Emily. Of course not. No, just some little hint.
Oh, I think hints are allowed. So, George, if you get stuck, you listen to me and I'll give you some hints.
Emily, you're just naturally bright, I guess.
Well, I figure it's just the way for some born.
Yeah. But you see, I want to be a farmer, and my Uncle Luke says whenever I'm ready, I can just come on over and work on his farm. And if I'm any good, I can just gradually have it.
You mean the house and everything?
Yep. Well, I better be heading back to the baseball field. Thanks for the talk, Emily.
So long, George.
George, can you come down a minute?
Yes, Pa?
Make yourself comfortable, George. I'll only keep you a minute. George, how old are you?
I am 16, almost 17.
And what do you want to do once school's over?
Why, you know, Pa. I want to be a farmer on Uncle Luke's farm.
And you'll be willing, will ya? Be getting up early, milk and feed the stock, and you'll be able to hoe and hay all day?
Sure I will. What do you mean, Pa?
Well, I was in my office today and I heard a funny sound. You know what it was? It was your mother, out back, chopping wood. There you see your mother, getting up early, washing and ironing, cooking all day long. And still she has to go out in the back and chop wood. I suppose she just got tired of asking you. You just gave up and decided it was easier to do it herself. And you eat her meals, wear the clothes she keeps nice for you, and you run off and play baseball. Like she's some hired girl to keep around the house, but that we don't like very much. Well, I knew all I had to do was bring your attention to it. Here's a handkerchief, son. George, I've decided to raise your spending money, 25 cents a week. Now, not because you're chopping wood for your mother, because that's a present you give to her, but because you're getting older, and I imagine there are lots of things you must find to do with it.
Thanks, Pa.
Let's see. Tomorrow's your payday. You can count on it. Probably Rebecca will feel she ought to have some more too. I wonder what's keeping your mother out so late. Choir practice was never as late as this before. It's only 8:30. I don't know why she's in that old choir. She hasn't any more voice than the old crow. Racing around the streets at this hour of the night. By the time you're retired, don't you think? Yes, Pop.
Good night, Martha. Good night, Mr. Foster.
Oh, I'll tell Mr. Webb about it. You know I want to put it in the paper.
Oh, Ma, it's late. Good night, Irma. Nice choir practice, wasn't it? Myrtle Webb, look at that moon. Potato weather for sure.
Naturally, I didn't want to talk about it in front of those others, but now we're alone. Really, it is the worst scandal that ever was in this town.
What?
Simon Stimson.
Now, Luella.
Julia, to have the organist of the church drink and drunk year after year, you know he was drunk tonight.
Now, Luella, we all know about Mr. Stimson, and we all know about the troubles he's been through. And Dr. Ferguson does too. And if Dr. Ferguson keeps him on there in his job, the only thing the rest of us can do is just not to notice it.
Not to notice it, but it's getting worse.
No, it isn't, Luella.
It's getting better. I've been in that choir twice as long as you have, and it doesn't happen anywhere near so often. I hate to go to bed on a night like this. Well, I better hurry. You know those children will be sitting up till all hours. Good night, Luella.
Can you get home safe, Luella?
Oh, it's as bright as day. I can see Mr. Silm scowling in the window now. You'd think we'd been to a dance the way the men folk carry on.
Well, Ma, the day has come. You're losing one of your chicks.
Now, don't you say another word, Frank Gibbs. I feel like crying every minute. Now, sit down and drink your coffee.
Room's up, shaving himself. Only there ain't an awful lot to shave. Whistling and singing like he's glad to leave us. Every once in a while, I hear him say, "I do," in the mirror. Only you don't sound too convincing to me.
Frank, I don't know how he'll get along. I've set his clothes out and seen to it he's put warm things on. Frank, they're too young. Emily won't think of such things. He'll catch his death of cold within a week.
I was remembering my wedding morning, Julia.
Now, don't you start that.
I was the scaredest fella in the state of New Hampshire. I thought for sure I'd make a mistake. And then I saw you walk down that aisle. I thought you were the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Except I hadn't seen you before. There I was, standing in the Congregational Church, marrying a total stranger.
And how do you think I felt? Frank, weddings are perfectly awful things. Farces, that's what they are. Now, here, I've made you something.
Why, Julia Hersey. French toast?
Well, it ain't hard to make, and I had to do something.
Julia, do you know one of the things I was scared of when I first married you?
I'll come along with you.
I was afraid we wouldn't have enough material for conversation more than last us a few weeks. I was afraid we'd run out and we'd eat our meals in silence. That's a fact. Well, you and I have been married more than 20 years and we haven't hit any noticeable marriage.
Oh, Emily, come help me string these beans to the window. Why, that George Gibbs let himself have a real conversation. Why, he's growing up. How old must George be now?
I don't know.
Let's see, he must be nearly 16.
Mama, I made a speech in class today, and I was very good.
You must recite it to your father at supper. What was it about?
The Louisiana Purchase. It was like silk off the spool.
I'm gonna make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try and get them a little bigger if you can.
Mama, will you answer me a question? Serious?
Seriously, dear, not serious.
Seriously? Will you?
Of course I will.
Mama, am I good looking?
Of course you are, yes. All my children have got good looks. I'd be ashamed if they hadn't.
Oh, Mama, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
I've already told you yes, Emily. Now stop that. You have a nice, young, pretty face. I've never heard of such foolishness.
Oh, Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything.
I am telling you the truth.
Mama, were you pretty?
Yes, I was, if I do say it. I was the prettiest girl in town next to Mamie Cartwright.
You gotta say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anybody, to get people interested in me?
Oh, Emily, you make me tired. Now stop that. You're pretty enough for all normal purposes. Now, come along now and bring that bowl.
Oh, Mama, you're no help at all.
Hmm?